So here we have a high stakes live at the bike hand. 5100, 200 is going to be folded to Dan in the big blind. Our Papazyan, two-time WPT champion, is the third blind. Dan elects just to call. In less competitive games, you may want to raise and try to run over the field and steal the blinds. Our Papazyan's obviously not one of these people. Art's going to raise 3x, make it 600. And Dan is going to call. Dan's limp allows him to limp fold, limp call, and limp back raise. So it's going to be Queen Jack of spades. Dan's going to check, and Art's going to put in a very small bet, 400 into 1250, protecting his showdown value, possibly getting a low spade to fold, possibly getting value out of Dan's king, which is a straight draw, and a 3-1, or sorry, 1-2 underdog. Dan's going to call, implying that he's interested in the board with something as weak as his hand, possibly 10-8 with the 8 of spades, possibly a flop flush. Turns check, check. And the river is a very interesting ace of spades. So if Art had turned like a straight flush, like 9-8 of spades or king 9 of spades, it's a reasonable check. If Art has nothing, it's a reasonable bet. But because Art checked, he would have to have exactly like king 9 of spades or 9-8 of spades. I believe he might want to get value out of the ace of spades, but then the ace of spades falls on the river. Dan's going to overbet 2,800 into 2050, which is 137% to fold out a chop. They're both playing the board unless either player has a king of spades, 8 of spades, or 9 of spades. Dan playing king 8 off. You can see Dan can reasonably have a king of spades in his hand. So Art makes close to a min raise, representing as a royal flush and wants to get paid. It's possible too that if he did have a royal flush slash straight flush, he would want to put a knife in Dan's throat and go big. Ironically, if you had the 8-9 of spades, a straight flush, you would consider just calling, as you could be against a royal flush. But if Art thinks that Dan will call the raise thinking he may be chopping, then of course Art will raise. A small raise is realistic in that if Art had like a royal flush, he wants to get paid. But would Art check the turn with the king of spades, or would he more likely bet for value with the second nut flush? I believe Art would check with the king 9 of spades and 8-9 of spades, but with just the king of spades, I believe he would bet. If Art will contradict me, then I'll be wrong, and that's up to him. But we see the whole card. It's easy for us to say what plays sick, what plays sucks. These guys are above the rim and have a lot of history, so I'm not even going to claim I know what history that is. Dan's going to close to min raise on the river and 3-bet bluff 11,000. Art quickly gives up the mental battle, and this hand makes high stakes poker fun to watch, but not fun to play. And when you're in either of these guys' shoes, yeah, just like there's just a lot online, like, you know, the money, the video, you know, perhaps ego. I guess it's fun for Dan Zack since he won the bluff, so kudos for Dan Zack. But yeah, it's just a very interesting hand because Art checks the turn. That implies like a lot of stuff. Because if he had nothing, I would believe that he would and should bet the turn. So Art checking the turn kind of implies he has like some kind of showdown value, perhaps non-nutted and counterfeitable, so to say. Because if he had turned a royal flush or, you know, king 9 of spades or 9-8 of spades, you don't necessarily, yeah, I mean, you have close to unbeatable hand on the river, in which like the ace of spades would now counterfeit the 9-8 of spades had Dan Zack had the king of spades. But really it's like if you have a straight flush and you're afraid that your opponent will fold to a bet, You want to give something like, two pair or a lower flush to not fold. Like the two pairs or a set can improve to full house and they're drawing dead if you have a straight flush. A low spade may call one time, may hero call a second time, but you always risk them folding out because if one of them has a low spade, perhaps they're only going to pay off one street.